Hi, and welcome along to AFTV Transfer Daily, the show that takes a look at players that have been linked with a summer transfer move to the Arsenal. Just before we get into the transfer rumours today, first of all, just wanted to speak about the situation with Claude yesterday. I'm sure a lot of you guys would have seen the Periscope video that came out with Claude and would have been very worried about him overnight. What I can say is that I haven't personally spoken to him, but a friend of mine has spoken to him. He's perfectly all right. He's fine. A little bit low at the moment, and lots of people pointing him in the right direction to get some help. But what I can report is that he's perfectly okay and perfectly fine. And this is unfortunately a life situation. People do suffer from depression sometimes, and if you do suffer from similar things, you need to get help. There's no shame or embarrassment in it. Just go out there and make sure you get the right amount of help, and our prayers with him, and we hope that he can get well soon. But what I can say is that he is perfectly fine, so that's good news on Claude. Now let's get straight into the transfer rumours today. Reported on this one yesterday. It's back all over the place again today, and that's the one on William Carvalho. A lot of this Carvalho stuff is to do with the fact that he's playing in the under-20s at the moment. Had a great performance the other night against England. And, of course, that has alerted everybody in the media and everybody speaking about Carvalho. And one of the teams that he's been linked with forever has been Arsenal. But what we're hearing today from The Sun, specifically newspaper, is that Arsenal had a £20 million bid for him rejected. That is what The Sun claim. Whether that's true or not, I don't know. But they reckon that they put in a £20 million bid. That has been rejected. But Arsenal are looking to go back in and make a further bid of up to 28 million. Now, I don't know if this is true. As I said, he's been a player that we've been linked with year in, year out. As I've said before on this program, I've spoken before to a Portuguese football expert, and he said to me, listen, great talent, but not yet there, not yet. And remember, he's shining in an under-21 tournament. But, they're saying to me that, great talent, but he's not there yet. He's still got a way to go to get to that level. I don't know. We're going to have to wait and see on this one, and I'm not even sure if that's the sort of player that Arsenal are looking for right now. Well, when I say the sort of player that we're looking for, we are obviously probably looking at another defensive midfielder. But are we looking at a young guy like him, or would we be more looking at a player with a little bit more experience like a Schneiderlin? Which comes on to another player that we've been linked with, very similar to Carvalho, and that is Jeffrey Kondogbia. Now, actually, his price seems to be a bit cheaper than that of Carvalho's. He's playing already in the French national team. He's been playing at a very high level for Monaco. He played in the Champions League this season. Remember, he had a very, very good game against us. And he's 22 as well. Actually, he's slightly younger than Carvalho. And he is rated at about £25 million. Now, we're hearing today that Arsenal's still very interested in Kondogbia, but also Spurs have now entered the race. And the favourites actually has been all along to try and get his signature. The favourites have been AC Milan and also Inter Milan interested as well. So lots of teams chasing this guy. Again, I'm not sure how much Arsenal are in for him or if it's just speculation, but he's not going away. Every day he always seems to get linked with the club, Jeffrey Kondogbia. And I wonder which one out of those two would you prefer to see at Arsenal? Kondogbia or Carvalho? Which one of those two do you think would be better? And do you think they're better than what we've got at the moment? Are they better than Coquelin? Or would you rather go for a player like Schneiderlin? Because it definitely looks like that would be a good addition to make. Another sort of holding midfielder. We saw how important that player was last year when Coquelin came in and done such an amazing job. Do we need one of these two? Which one of these two would you go for, Kondogbia or Carvalho? And it's interesting, actually, is that yesterday we was at the end of season event where Arsenal Football Club invite down a lot of fans, which was a really good event, by the way. Ian Wright was absolutely brilliant up on the stage at that event. Fantastic he was. And also Ivan Gazidis was up there speaking. And one of the things that Gazidis said, which was very interesting, he spoke about Francis Coquelin, and he was questioned, you know, did you sign him? Was it a lot of luck getting Coquelin in there? Because, you know, he's been a revelation. And Gazidis said that, listen, it hasn't been luck. And he said that, listen, all right, yes, he was out on loan and that, but we kept faith in him over the years because, and he goes, there's a reason why we always kept faith in him, because we always believed in him. Now, whether you believe that or not, or whether you think it was just a bit of a lucky break, but certainly Coquelin has been absolutely magnificent for Arsenal. So which one of those two do you think you'd like to bring in? Would you like to bring in Carvalho, or would you like to bring in Kondogbia alongside Coquelin? Another player who's out, and again, the rumours are flying around again. Again, I said the other day, I think this one is nonsense, and that is the one of Jack Wilshere. We're hearing today that Manchester City, their main target is Paul Pogba, but if they're unable to get Pogba, they're going to come in for Wilshere, and they're willing to pay £40 million. The other day we heard it was about 25 million, which was absolutely ridiculous. Now we're hearing that they'd be willing to pay £40 million to try and bring him into the club. Again, I must say, that rumour has got absolutely no legs whatsoever. There's no way that Arsenal are going to sell Jack Wilshere, especially to another rival. I mean, if you, again, at the event last night, if you heard how highly Gazidis was speaking about Jack Wilshere, talking about how he's part of the fabric of the club, and, you know, that in 20 years' time, he'll probably be up on the stage talking to everybody about his love of Arsenal. Why would they sell a player that's obviously Arsenal's talisman at the moment? And Arsenal are in a position at the moment where they don't have to sell players. And again, Gazidis said that last night. He said, we're in a good place. We don't have to sell any players. We've got good contracts on all of them. They're all signed up to long-term contracts. So we haven't got to sell anybody. So again, I just think that that is a rumour. That's paper talk. Jack Wilshere going nowhere. But one player who I do think will be coming the other way is Petr Cech. Yes, it's been rumbling on. Yes, it hasn't been done yet, but I think that deal gets closer and closer. Again, I tweeted it out last night, and I said the fact that Gazidis was questioned after questioned about Petr Cech, or Petr Cech, I keep saying Petr Cech, right? And not one time did he deny that Arsenal are interested in the player or trying to bring him in. To me, is one of the biggest signals that he is a player that they're trying to get done, that they're working very hard on doing. And I know there's a lot of people, like when I tweeted it out last night, there people say, yeah, but so what? What does that mean? The fact that he didn't, that doesn't mean he's definitely coming. Of course, it doesn't mean he's definitely coming. Things can go wrong with a transfer at the last minute. We've seen it over the years where last minute transfers have fallen through. But I really think on this one, this is far down the line, and this deal is going to get done. As I said, Gazidis, time after time, was asked last night, what about Cech? And he never, you know, with these guys, I've seen them over the years, he said, listen, you know, that's all paper talk. We've not said anything about Cech. He never once, he just like, he had a little smile on his face, and he didn't really answer the question because he knows that they're doing delicate negotiations on that at the moment. But I really do expect Petr Cech to be a signing for Arsenal. And one of the interesting things, again, that came out of last night was the fact that Ivan Gazidis was saying that, listen, Arsenal, we always have pulled off signings where nobody expects. And there's been a lot of players we've signed over the years that nobody expected us to sign. It just came out of the blue. And that has been very true. I mean, who can forget Kim Kallstrom, right? But he's saying that, you know, what he was seemed to be suggesting is don't be surprised if we pull another one of those off where nobody's expecting us to sign a player and we bring that player in. Now, it's very interesting today reading about Benedikt Howades, who's, of course, the captain of Schalke, German international defender. He came out today and he said, or came out yesterday, should I say, and he said that, listen, he turned down Arsenal and AC Milan. They were both trying to sign him this season. and he said, listen, I've decided that I want to stay at Schalke. I don't want to go to either of those clubs. Good bids, thank you very much. But I want to stay. Now, that's very interesting. I mean, I didn't in myself feel that Arsenal would be chasing a defender as a centre-back, which is where Howard is placed. But it looks like, you know, if what he's saying is true, it looks like Arsenal were trying to sign him. So, again, could, you know, signings or players that we're not really expecting Arsenal to try and bring in, could he be one of those sort of unexpected signings? And could it be that Arsenal are looking for another defender? Because that's what he's come out with today specifically, and said that, listen, Arsenal were trying to bring me to the Emirates, but I've decided that I want to stay. I want to stay and fight for, well, not fight for, he's a captain, but I want to stay at Schalke. I'm happy here. I'm the captain here, and I've got a lot more to fight for here, and I want to stay here. So how it is staying put, but very surprising that Arsenal looking at a centre-back. Let's get into your guys' comments. Yesterday, I was asking you with the Petr Cech situation, if Cech comes in, which goalkeeper should go? Who should be number 2? And who do you think Arsenal should sell or loan, etc.? A lot of you guys responded to that. BHAC 1997 said Ospina should be the number 2. Ashley Thompson, though, disagrees, and he says Szczesny. Definitely Szczesny should be the number 2. Adam Shearer says, I'm really confused who I'd get rid of if Cech is coming. Ospina has not done much wrong, he says. Arsenal 984, Arsenal 9488, sorry, says, I really do believe that, he says, believe that Wojciech Szczesny is should stay at the club and fight for his position while trying to learn the approach that has made Petr Cech one of the best goalkeepers in the world. So he's favouring Szczesny. Gunnar Talk says Szczesny must leave. If Ospina leaves, Wenger is a waste of space, he said, selling our best keeper. So it seems to be very split here. Isn't it weird, says Oscar Guevara, says, how Petr Cech has been linked with Arsenal through every resource except the most reliable resource, which is Sky Sports. Makes me think it might be just another Higuain. Sky Sports, by the way, have also linked Cech heavily with a move to Arsenal. So I'm not sure what version of Sky Sports. I don't know if it's the Sky Sports version abroad, but Sky Sports here in the UK have linked. Whether Sky Sports have linked it or not, AFTV Transfer Daily are linking it heavily. And I really think, barring some last-minute thing that goes wrong, that you will see Cech coming in at Arsenal. There's no noises coming out of Chelsea denying it either, saying that, oh no, there's no way that's going to happen. There's really, that is a strong a rumour as it gets. Work is going on behind the scenes to try and make that happen. Of course, it's all in a negotiation, but I get the feeling that come July the 1st, that will be Arsenal's first signing. And another one here, Johnny Osorio, he said that Ospina does not need this. It's sad to see so many people being so ungrateful. And Sam Makichi says Ospina should go on loan. He's been great for us. So, I don't know. I suppose it's really split there. Some people say Szczesny, some people say Ospina. It's going to be very. I feel sorry if it is going to be Ospina who goes. I do feel sorry for him. He hasn't really done much wrong. First season, if you really look on it, Szczesny is the one last year who had that bad season, which is the reason why Ospina got in goal in the first place. If you remember rightly, the season started off with Szczesny as the number 1, and he had a bad season and bad discipline off the pitch. And really and truly, if you think about it, the guy who should really go should really be Szczesny because of having such a poor season. Ospina hasn't, like many people, done much wrong, but it's going to be down to Arsene Wenger, and we'll have to wait and see what happens. Thanks for watching Transfer Daily today. Don't forget, we'll be back tomorrow around about the same time. Don't forget, go to our YouTube page. Don't forget to subscribe. Check out the video we've got today with Thierry Henry. Thierry Henry talking about the whole thing around Giroud and how he feels that what he said was taken out of context. Brilliant little interview that. So make sure you check that out. But thanks for watching Transfer Daily. We'll be back tomorrow.